Here with Mariano from beastcoast. Thank you for joining me. First of all, how are you doing? How's your day been?
All good. A few hours ago we had some scrims. We lost a winning game, so a bit of a discussion, but it's like normal team stuff at a tournament.
I've always been interested by the role of the coach because I know that it can vary what the job involves from one day to the next. What would be an average day for you as the coach of beastcoast? Not at TI, but just in general, at any LAN or boot camp.
Well, it's very different from boot camp and at a tournament. Basically, we have a routine. We wake up, let's say, 9 to 10 a.m. and we have scrims. This is in Brazil because you know the time zones.
Right.
You play in Europe, and waking up early is the best you can do. If you don't do it, then you're outside the routine. So we wake up 10 a.m. We have some breakfast, get ready like mentally for scrims. Everyone should be like ready to play, not like just warming up in the scrim, you know. So they play a ranked game, some overthrows, and then we play scrims at the time, like let's say 2 BO2s, and we talked about the games, we eat, and we have like a replay session ending the day. You know, it could be about early game, mid game, late game, and we go like we start progressing like that, you know, every day. That's at bootcamp. On a tournament, it can vary because you have to prepare for each team. Heroes you want to play, priorities, openings, you know, all that kind of stuff. You set up a day for that or two, and then you go and play the tournament.
I always feel like the South American teams have to travel further than anybody else for TI. It feels like it's always the longest.
Yeah, that's always.
I mean, obviously you had your boot camp in Brazil, so you didn't travel that far, still in SA, still had a long way to travel. If they did have a TI in South America, where would you like to have it? And you can't say somewhere in Argentina.
Yeah, a football stadium in Argentina would be nice though.
The Bombonera or somewhere like that.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be amazing to start the conversation, and then if you have to choose, probably it should be in Peru, for sure. Yeah, maybe in a football stadium as well, because I think that a lot of people will go. In Peru or Brazil is not. I feel like it's not that popular. The game. Maybe it's more about shooters, you know, CS:GO, all the stuff.
Yeah.
But Dota in Peru is like people go there and they're stars, you know. So I think every player, whenever a Peru tournament is coming up, they enjoy it. They enjoy the food, the people there, the crowd. So in Peru it will be amazing. Some football stadium in Lima.
So ahead of the groups, I'm going to ask you, as a coach, what's your opinion of the other 3 teams in the group? So let's start off with your appraisal of Aurora.
Right now, I think like every region is coming to each other with like similar playstyles because basically everyone is playing in Europe. So everyone is meeting each other in Europe and just adapting to each other. But I would say like they mostly always pick like strong silence, you know, very strong silence with really good timings and a playmaker on mid. You know, they play based on that. They play on runes. They play with the impact that Lorenov can have. You know, that's basically their playstyle. But the meta, like if you have to tell like very specific about each other, it could be like strong, really strong silence.
What about Team Liquid?
Well, first, 33, like a very expert in his role. He like we had a game against them that I said, okay, yeah, we can play against Beastmaster. Pike has really good heroes against it. Then he sends a board to mid and denies the rune and denies the bounty rune, and Lump is destroyed because he was winning mid and then he gets destroyed. Like, okay, we need to ban Beastmaster now, even though we have good heroes. Like, this thing should not happen anymore. And so yeah, they have like very expert players in their own roles. And then I think they are good, really well at the overthrows of the game. You know, like when there's mini fights, you know, having good windows in the game, they expect that a lot, they feel it a lot, and they go and do it correctly, you know, they execute. So I think they're pretty good at that.
And what about Team Spirit?
Team Spirit, I would say, is like the anti-meta heroes. They are the guys that they say, okay, you have a meta, okay, let's see if it's meta or not. And they go, they let you play meta, and then they try to counter it or with their own ideas, not really counter it, but with their own heroes. And they like go and look at every like possible window in the game. If they have a timing, they are gonna go and they're gonna punish you. You know, pushing a tier 2, they will see like a perfect window with a smoke. They do really good smokes. They also like are very patient with their wards. So I think that's their specialty, like reading the game, reading the pace of the game. Their warding is really good, and approaching those windows and having like a really good results from that.
Fair enough. And in terms of how confident you are in your team, I know that it would be easy to say, oh, you know, we're going to do brilliantly, and I absolutely believe we can win TI. What do you think for the average team coming into TI would be a result where they're like, you know what, that's good. That's good. I mean, is it just getting out of groups, or is it like 5th, 6th? What would be the bar that you want to set?
I honestly like don't set bars on this team because they're like they're new. Their first appearances. Spike is probably the youngest player in the tournament. I would say like as much as they feel like and I see that they are playing their best, I think that they're gonna get like really good results. I cannot say like with certainty is that top 1 is a top 2, top 3, top 4. I cannot say that because I really don't know. I think the potential is like infinite for this team. It all depends on communication and execution. But yeah, I would say like focus on the process, not on the win. You know, for everyone.
Fantastic. Well, Mariano, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me, and I wish you all the best in the tournament.
No problem. Thank you.